What's up, YouTube? Sorry for the delay in the video installments. Um, I didn't really want to have to make this video. Was hoping I wouldn't have to. Um, Debated on whether I should until I see the doctor, but I'm going to anyway because I want to give you guys an idea of the things that can happen when you get this, and the ups and downs that go through it, so it's just honest and no filter. So about a week ago, I was doing some yard work, leaf blowing, mowing the lawn, that sort of thing. And I haven't felt any kind of pain or anything like that in a while. But the day after that, and I don't know if it was that I did that or if I slept on it wrong, but I woke up and my hand was numb again, in the same kind of area in the back and on the sides here. And it definitely, it worried me a little bit, but I thought, maybe I did something, it'll go away. But it was pretty persistent that day, and the next day, and the next day, and it's probably been about a week or so now, and I've had persistent sort of numbness back in the problem areas. And I have also gotten, not here, incision pain around where my nerve is now. So I don't know what's going on. Obviously, it's discouraging. I wouldn't be as worried about it if it sort of happened more frequently after the surgery. It still could be part of the healing process. Maybe I just did something to irritate it, and because it's been irritated for so long, when I'm moving it around now in its new spot, it gets irritated. I don't know. I want to know. So I messaged a doctor and he said to come in, which was kind of a pain because I was just in LA this past weekend and this past week. And I almost thought about trying to make an appointment to see him, but I didn't think I'd be able to get in that soon and probably wouldn't have, but I probably should have tried. But we were there to see my wife's grandma because she's had her own health issues, so it wasn't good timing as far as that goes anyway. But on the 18th, I go back to see what's up, so I have to drive back out there again. I just hope that it's still in the place it's supposed to be. It's still secured there the way it's supposed to be secured. I hope that the new way it's secured, fascial sling or whatever he did, I'm assuming that's what he did, isn't causing a new point of irritation. It would suck to have to do this again on the same arm. I was hoping that, like the next one would be the other arm. But I'm glad that I didn't get the other one done yet, because what if it's just subcutaneous doesn't work well for me or something, which some doctors warned me about. But then other doctors were like, well, that's ridiculous. And the only thing other than, the day I did landscaping or sleeping wrong or something like that, the only thing I was doing differently is, a couple of weeks I'd been typing more and mousing more. So I don't know if that kind of accumulated and started to irritate it again. It's possible, I imagine. The other thing I started doing, and I don't know if this would affect it or not, we're going to Florida later this month to have a memorial, or next month I should say, memorial service for my grandmother who passed a couple months ago. And afterwards, that's in Orlando. Afterwards, my wife and I are going to go down to Miami for a couple days and just have sort of a trip to kind of, our anniversary's in August, so it was close to our anniversary, so I figured we'd do something nice and spend some time, the two of us. And I figure since it was South Beach, I'd get in shape, and I'm still, as I told you guys, I was working back slowly in the gym. I'm still not doing real heavy stuff. I'm being very careful about everything I do. I didn't push it too quickly with that. I know I didn't. I waited 2 months basically before I did anything. So, but what I have been doing is dieting, and I've been doing a keto diet. For all of you that don't know what that is, basically when you don't eat carbohydrates, sugar, starches, any kind of carbohydrate, vegetables excluded because there's so much fiber and there's so little carbs in vegetables that it doesn't really add up to much. But when you don't take in carbs, your body, which is your body's preferred source of fuel, it breaks your carbs down into glucose, and then it uses that. Your brain, your body, your muscles, everything. But you actually don't need carbs. If you don't eat them, your body will then look at fat stores for fuel and break your fat down in your liver and produce ketones, which it then uses instead of the glucose for energy. And so that's why you have to eat plenty of protein and plenty of fats, like healthy fats, macadamia nut oil, olive oil, nuts, almonds, that kind of thing, omega-3s, egg yolks. So I've been doing that. And it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. I can't believe I've lasted this long. It's been probably about a week and a half. And I noticed that my waist, really whoosh, started squeezing in. And that's typically where I lose weight last. Like, I don't know if you guys think I look skinnier, but I don't know. Probably the same, but probably a little leaner. I don't know. But I definitely feel it around my waist. And I would imagine that on my arm, it leans out as well. And I thought maybe there's just less subcutaneous tissue here to provide cushion for any irritants that might braise, my arm, or maybe I'm sleeping and it's like getting pinched easier because it doesn't have that fat pad. But it's not like I'm sleeping on concrete. I'm on a bed, I have my arm on a pillow most of the time. So I don't know. I mean, or then I start running through all these scenarios, like maybe my whatever sling that he used was fastened to the fat, and then I lost fat, and then the sling came undone. I don't know. I mean, so I'm hopeful that it's not anything bad, because honestly, if I had to be honest, it feels like it felt like before I had surgery. Exactly the same. Hand tingling back here on the sides of my fingers, even kind of just in general all over. I always had it all over to begin with. It never really pinpointed in these fingers like it's supposed to, but at times it did. And after like that, what I was talking about with you guys, the day I did the landscaping stuff, and the next day I was like, man, this is really intense. Like, this is number than I even remember it. So, yeah, kind of a bummer. I don't want to freak you guys out, but it's a possibility. You watch a lot of videos, people don't have any problems, and then you watch videos where people have problems. And mine's been sort of like a little bit of a roller coaster with that. I felt great right after the surgery, and I had the allergic reaction, which wasn't really any, buddy's fault, so, but then, that kind of made my arm tighten up. And, in terms of that, it's still a little tight, like when I get back to there. But, that's another thing, like bending it now. I feel like that, just bending my arm produces the tingling. It feels very tight when I straighten it up. I don't know. But yeah, I can feel the tingling when I do that. I had to return to normal activity at some point. I mean, that's the whole reason to get the surgery, right? Like, what's the good of having the surgery if after you allow yourself to heal and you return to doing what you want to do, you have problems? Well, that's the same as before surgery. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. But I guess we'll see. You know, on the 18th I go back, so I'll definitely let you guys know what happens. I don't know how much you can tell just by looking at it, you know. My guess is he'll probably try to feel around to see where my nerve is. I don't think they'll do any kind of imaging. Maybe they'll use an ultrasound or something. If I was a doctor, I would use an ultrasound to see what it looked like, but who knows what they'll do. But hopefully I get some sort of answer other than, well, I don't know, you know, it seems to be where it should be, and it just could have been, you know, you irritated it, and then it takes a little while to feel better, or, you know, come back and da-da-da if it doesn't start to feel better. That's probably what I'm guessing I'll hear, but, you know, it's not really their fault, I guess. It's hard to see what's going on, and everybody's different, you know. I remember the surgeon telling me he had his done, and obviously not by himself, but it was months and he was still having issues with it. So I lucked out. Mine felt good right after, but now it doesn't. It's just, oh man, it's so frustrating. It's just, oh, it's really frustrating. You know, I just try to make, for the love of God, jeez, fucking people. Serenity now. You know, I'd been working on the computer more, trying to get some online certifications in terms of digital marketing and trying to bolster up my education, you know, learn some new things, make myself more valuable as a potential, you know, for potential employers. And felt like, hey man, you know, like I'm able to type on a computer, mouse, conduct like a normal human being, but now I have to take it easy with that again. Or maybe I should keep doing it to see if it irritates it. I don't know. But I'll tell you guys a quick story and then I'll wrap this up because it's already long enough. I was coming out of Costco today. First of all, I went into Costco and I said to the cashier, man, this is the first time I've ever walked right up to the cashier and not had to wait in a line. First time ever at that Costco. And he said, yeah, you know, always do your shopping at the end of the month. And I was like, end of the month? Why at the end of the month? And he's like, well, because people get their welfare checks on the 1st and the 15th. And I thought, first of all, it's not a bad area the Costco's in. And I'm like, I never even thought that people on that would even shop at Costco, but I guess they do. So I said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to turn this off because it's really pissing me off. So I said, well, okay, you know, I'll do my shopping at the end of the month now and avoid the crowds, you know. Even though I go there every week, it's not really avoidable. But anyway, for those of you that want to know. So I was walking out of the Costco, and this car pulls up beside me, and these two women are in it. And it's a decent car, you know. It's not a total clunker. It's not like a brand new Mercedes, but it's like a Nissan something or other. And they said, oh, you know, can you help us? And I thought, oh, you know, maybe they need directions since they're in a car. Maybe they have car trouble or their check engine light went on or something. They want to ask my opinion or whatever. So I said, yeah, sure, what's the problem? And they said, and then she launches into something about how she lost some card or assistance or blah, blah, blah. And needs money or something because she has all these kids or whatever. I didn't see any of the kids, so I don't know if that was true or not. And I just said, hey, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash on me, which was true because now Costco lets you pay with the credit card. So, and at that point, she throws her hands up and like says something and speeds off to like the next person that she can like ask for money. And I was just like, what the hell was that? You know, it was just seriously, it's like, you're going to get pissed at me because I don't have cash to give you? I just thought about it for a second. And I was just like, man, how screwed up is that? It's like, I'm not working right now. How about you give me money? You know, but it's like, I'm not walking around trying to get a handout. It's like, I got health problems of my own that prevent me from working. I don't get any government assistance for it, you know. I don't get anything for it. And I'm not asking for it either, you know. I'm trying to fix myself so that I can be a you know member of society that you know I don't even know what the fuck word I'm looking for, but contributing. That's the word. Thank you. My brain is on low carbs, as you can see. And I just thought, man, that's so messed up, And then the other thing I thought, well, who the hell told you to have all these kids? My wife and I, we don't have kids yet, frankly, because I can't afford them. I'm not working right now. We probably would have a kid yet. But it's like, but I understand the financial responsibility of having a kid, and I'm too busy paying for yours, is what I should have said. And it's just, it's sad because there's people that do need that, but there are so many people that abuse it. I have friends that work for Social Security, and they tell me about these people that come in. And, they do their best to weed them out. But there's, a lot of it, they have to give them it's obvious they're abusing it, but they're still following the law and they get the money. So I just thought that was messed up, I just thought, before you judge somebody for not giving you money, like think about the struggles that they might have, I'm not sitting on boatloads of money that I could just have to spare. It's like, I'm budgeting, I'm at Costco for a reason. I buy all my food. I cook a lot of my meals. I don't eat out a lot, I try to watch what I spend. And, being that it's Vegas, you probably gambled it away. And the other part that drove me nuts is like, you're probably going to get a check tomorrow anyway, on July 1st. You just spent everything, so now you don't have anything now. It's just so messed up, man. This world is a crazy place, man. Everybody just doesn't give a crap, just so fixated on themselves that they don't even bother. They're playing, oh, I'm the victim, help me, help me, help me. Do you ever think that other people are going through that same thing? They just don't have their hand out, So anyway, that's my rant. That's my situation. I'll let you guys know what happens after I have my follow-up. So take care, and if you have any questions or whatever you want to ask me, as always, aloha.